we'll see how that goes. We're good.
Okay. All right. As we left off last time, the end of an adventure, going through and practically saving the city of Faeheim on several different fronts. You, the Sentinels, have been witness to history here within the Moorcliffs. And as you wake up after a night of little solemn reverie, the day is yours. You are in the, I believe it was called the Screaming Hat. No, that was in Misthaven.
No, that was.
Yeah, that was
I was
Faeheim.
Faeheim.
here?
Screaming
Okay.
Hat.
Yeah.
As you wake up in your semi-familiar rooms in the Screaming Hat, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
I can go first if so we've already gone over mine a little bit.
Oh no, this isn't the
Oh,
downtime.
this is the
This
downtime.
is
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so we're in the Screaming Hat right now.
Yep.
Gotcha.
This is the morning after the nighttime vigil you guys watched. The presentation of the Grand Council, um, talking about what has happened in the last month or so here in Faeheim.
Mm.
Then you went back to the tavern, drank a little bit, chatted with some people, just kind of tried a little bit to lighten the mood as best as you could. And then you found yourself falling asleep, getting some free rooms there at the Screaming Hat.
I'll go get a drink, see if I can get a little bit drunk.
Morning drunk, okay.
Um, question. What's the saving throw against staying up all night to avoid exhaustion?
Constitution.
Okay. No reason, of course, except now I'm going to roll a
No.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Sorry, I'm loading up.
You're fine.
Roll 20.
So, while you're doing that, Wrath, you walk downstairs and you find there's nobody there. There's no patrons, at least. And the familiar bartenders at the. Let me see here. Um, the familiar bartenders at the bar, and she waves at you. Morning. Have a good rest.
Yep, as good as always. I sleep like a rock. Give me a drink.
Oh, early. I like it. All right. She goes back and gets you a mug. Oh, there was a letter, and she kind of searches around, coming out with a folded envelope about this big. This was for, I guess, the lot of you, but here. This came this morning.
Uh, I don't really want that. Can you just give it to my buddies when they come down? I just want a drink.
Uh, okay. And she kind of sets it near your mug, um, and just leaves it there-ish. Not for you, but for you.
Right.
And she hurries off as she's walking away. Anything to eat?
Sure, I'll take whatever you have. Meat.
All right. She goes and gets a plate of food for you. Castle, Donko, what are you guys doing?
Uh,
Well, because I
that-
can wake up a little extra earlier. I was making plans, and when people start shambling downstairs, I'll be like, "I'll be with you in a second," as I
Okay.
like finish up my drawing and then follow them.
Charles rolled a 19. I'm assuming that's a success.
That actually is not. You gain a
Really?
point of exhaustion if you're staying up. Yeah.
What is the DC for that then?
For this, 20. For
Oh,
you, 20.
oh, fine.
In this instance, with Charles not being very adept at staying up all night, it will go down from here.
Fair.
It'll go down from here, but for Charles at this point, it is a 20.
All right, fine.
And I'll say next time you try this, it'll go down by 3.
Well, there isn't.
Wouldn't it get harder though? Technically.
Charles wasn't really doing anything technical, to be honest.
Okay.
He was just thinking all night.
Just thinking. Okay.
Yeah, that's all he was really doing. I mean, like, so that's why I was like saying he doesn't really get a long rest. But I'll
Okay.
take that point of exhaustion.
Okay. Donko?
Dude, mental power, man.
I mean, Donko's got stuff to do, but not today, so he'll just wander down and meet the group.
Okay. You head on down, and
And when Charles
you see
is hearing
Castle in the
activity,
corner.
he'll be going down as well.
Okay. I'll say you guys kind of make it down relatively at the same time. You see Castle in the corner frantically scribbling on a piece of paper with other pieces of parchment and paper just scattered across his table. Wrath is over there. He has already a mug of some sort of alcohol in front of him and a big plate of cured meats, eggs, toast, a lot of good breakfast stuff. The barkeep looks up. Ah, good morning, all. Good morning, all. Your friend over there has a letter for you guys.
My
Food?
son?
Anyone?
Oh,
Well, anyone who-
something small.
All right, I'll get you something small.
I could use some bread.
I will give you bread.
Okay.
She looks confused, but is okay with that.
Mhm.
She goes and gets all your things and brings it over.
Did you learn how
You
to
look
eat
confused,
overnight,
Charles.
Donko?
No, I need the yeast.
I'm not going
Don't
to
worry
question
about it.
this anymore.
I'm gonna be growing. Yeah, it's fine.
No, don't tell me, please, please.
Just don't breathe it in if you see it.
I usually don't breathe when I'm around you anyway.
That is a very wise choice.
So as you sit and those who eat, you eat the delicious food. Castle, you eventually finish up your sketches and your ideas and gather up all your paper together and kind of bundle it all and bring it over and sit down with the group.
Nice.
It's quiet in here this morning.
Charles will eventually, after he finishes his meal, he says, "All right, let me see the letter."
It's
You
in
had
front
your
of
morning
Wrath.
coffee now.
Is there a letter?
Yeah, I'll just... And he kind of reaches over and he grabs it. Takes out a dagger, flips it open, and then kind of just starts...
You notice two things you notice. One, it's addressed to the Sentinels. And two, that there is a very fine wax seal on the back.
What color is it?
It is
I know the color depends on the urgency. What was
it
it?
is white.
Oh, ooh,
Straight white.
ooh. Okay. Charles will then open it. He'll begin reading it.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's in our notes.
It is not actually, because I am a horrible dungeon master. I did not write it for you.
I can't believe you would think of everything beforehand. Wouldn't think of everything beforehand. I can't believe
The
this.
general gist of it is, it says something to the effect of, "Our dear Sentinels, Faeheim wants to thank you for your service in this bandit menace. We the Grand Council of Faeheim request an audience with you in discussion of future work and possible opportunities here in the city and neighboring communities. At your earliest convenience, please join us in the council chambers today, please. All yours. And then the name on it specifically, if let me get this real quick. Um, sorry.
Again.
All yours, Mother Myastin Pera, House Jarasco.
Sorry. You say you cut out for me. Did you say mother?
Mother Myastin Pera.
Myastin? Okay. Para with a P?
Perra. Yep.
Okay.
Like the coffee, or sorry, fake coffee.
Yes.
Hmm. Had to be today, and I look awful, I bet. Okay. Ugh. Give me a minute to freshen up, and we'll head over there presently. How does that sound to all of you?
Oh, I'm always fresh and crispy.
I like just kind of polish myself slightly, and I'm like, I'm good.
Charles takes a minute, cleans himself up a bit.
Easily enough. They have a wash basin within the rooms
Actually, he
themselves.
doesn't need to. He knows prestidigitation. He just... I totally forgot about that.
Fair enough. So,
Charles
you
will
make your
also
way...
cast prestidigitation on every member of the party, just to make them a little bit more presentable.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you do that sneakily, or...
No,
No? Okay.
just straight,
Oh,
like...
give me a nice misting.
Yeah. For
I
Wrath,
could
it's
use a
more
little
just
more
like,
greenery.
instead of matted hair, it's kind of just normal bugbear hair.
I'll kind of try to mat it down a little bit. Slightly offended.
Fair.
Alright.
I'm
So,
sorry, I've already forgotten. I was about to type it. It was mother something para.
Mother Myastin, Myastan.
P-A-N. Okay. That was Jarasco, you said?
House Jarasco.
Alright.
You make your way towards the center of town, the Penta Market, and you guys have seen the council building, although haven't really had much reason to go near it or around it. But on the northwest part of the Pentamarket Square, you see a not as grand of a building as you would expect for the Grand Council, but it is clean, and it is a relatively large wooden structure. And as you approach, you actually see a couple of guards out front. One of House Tarasco, one of the Shield Regiment. And as you approach, they look at you, bow slightly, and then open the doors for you. And as you walk into kind of a foyer area where there's chairs lined up on either side and a little bit down the middle for waiting. Nobody there except for a receptionist. And this individual's a human woman, hair tied back in a tight bun, and some spectacles and glasses on. Looks up. Oh, I'm glad you guys made it all right. I hope the letter he sent got to you fine. Let the council know you're here.
Thank you.
And she scurries off and comes back. They are ready for you now. Please, let me show you to where they're at.
We
You you find your way kind of not quite winding corridors, but definitely, you head down a hall. There's a couple of rooms off to the left. You expect to go into one of those, but then she turns down another hall, a couple of more rooms, then she turns down another hall. A lot of like official looking offices and things as you look into the doorways. And she then comes to a door, knocks a couple of times, and then opens it and gestures for you guys to enter. As you walk in, you see a fairly large room, large-ish room, I should say. It's not like cathedral size, but it's large enough to where there is a bit of echoing from your footsteps as you walk in. You see a half circle table with 10 individuals sitting there, each wearing the color of robe associated with each house. Standing behind each of them are very familiar figures. Standing behind or close to the individuals in green, which would be House Durasco, you see Lieutenant Riverstone. Standing behind the yellow clad figures of House Brightshaper. Let me see here. You see well, where are my notes for this? Dang it. Oh, sorry. 2 seconds. All my notes are just like not where I want them to be. You see the female tabaxi form of Delmine Cieli behind the silver-clad figures. You see Lieutenant Holdstrong. He gives you a big smile as you walk in. Behind the red figures of House Civis, you see what's his name? Skamos, the tiefling druid you guys had worked with. And then standing behind the blue robed figures, you see Trask. Again with a big smile on his face. The individuals that you see before you are varied in race and size. One even in House Steelthorn even seems to be his hair seems to be shifting colors and length just at random intervals. The green robed figures, you see a blue female dragonborn and a black dragonborn male, who you actually recognize from the vigil the night before. You see a couple of figures in House Brightshaper who seem to have faint halos floating above their heads. In House Steelthorn, there's another female tiefling, next to the individual whose hair is shifting colors. In House Civis, honestly, looks like a couple of humans, male and female. And then in House, same with House Orion. The Black Dragonborn stands up and bows to you. We are all in your debt, Sentinels. Our Commander Holdstrong here has told us everything you went through. in as much detail as he gives, and that's a lot when it comes to battle. So we would truly, as the Grand Council here, and each of them at this point stand up and bow in your direction. We thank you for saving our city.
Well, you're welcome. But I think I left some sausages at the bar. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna kind of walk out and then.
Don't mind him. He's more prone to the simpler things in life.
You know what? That is fair. The blue dragonborn kind of chuckles a little bit. Well, it's rare we're approached so openly, I guess. She kind of looks around, and they all sit down, and a couple of chairs are brought over by some guards and offered to the four of you.
Yeah, I sit down.
Did Wrath like actually walk out or?
No, I turned around.
Oh, okay. I was gonna take his chair and use both because I'm rather heavy.
Oh, you came back? Oh.
Yeah, I came back.
Oh, look at you, jokester.
I look at the chair made for humanoid-sized creatures. Like, this is pretty good.
Oh, these aren't just like wooden chairs. They're plush.
Sorry, 1 second.
You're good.
Ooh.
Waiting, 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 waiting. Is this how it feels when I leave?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I actually updated it.
All right, I'm sorry. So these
You're
are
good.
larger chairs then.
Yeah, they're larger. Some of them, the ones for they've already kind of planned for the size and weight of you
Okay.
guys. So some of them are metal. The one that Charles sits in is a little bit smaller, but definitely still padded very, very, very well.
Trying to
Mine's
fall
super
asleep there,
metal, right?
Charles. You look a little
Super
sleepy.
metallic chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The the tiefling woman they're all still standing. They all kind of sit back down, and tiefling woman goes, "All right. Um, I guess we should open this up. If you have any lingering questions or concerns, please be open and bring them up now before we move on."
Okay.
Well, I do have one concern. I don't know if you've already boosted it, but
And what
the
might that be?
guards for the college, we've had several attacks on just the college alone. Stealth assassinations, things like of that nature. You probably should add a few more men there. Just saying.
The male dragonborn, the black dragonborn looks to Lieutenant Riverstone, and they both kind of nod, and it is considered already, and we are making preparations. We
Would.
unfortunately have lost quite a bit of our numbers of guards, so there will be some heavy recruiting, um, especially from. We'll try and get some from Coal River, I think, and possibly from Misthaven. We haven't heard much from them as of the last couple of days, but that's not unusual.
Uh-huh.
Right. Very well.
Good. That's good. That sets my mind at ease, at the very least. Knowledge is important.
On the topic
Yes.
of Professor Boldmine's assassination, did Holdstrawn was he knowledgeable about everything that we discovered?
He was there during the.
Yeah, he was there. You guys had discussed it.
Okay, so he knows. So he probably regaled the rest of. Okay, then I don't need to talk about that.
I mean, I don't mean to be too forward. I'm not a big, what you could say, purveyor of coins and coinage. I don't really care much for that, but I do need expensive things for my spellcasting. You know, we did a lot of work.
Yeah, as if the box of diamonds isn't enough.
Well, I didn't
Trask
get.
actually starts to laugh out loud at this, and um, the uh, the council members for House Orion, um, you see dressed in blue robes, um, kind of an older gentleman, definitely a bit more mousy, I guess you can call him, kind of smaller in frame, and his wife there next to him. They both kind of chuckle. We have we have already also considered that.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I guess that, and he looks around. If you guys have no other questions, we can move on to what we hope to be a semi-suitable reward from your service for the city, for the city, from the city for the city. Um, uh, and he looks to the other council members, and you see several nodding. We have recently have three homes open up to
Oh.
to the city. They're sizable homes with some a little bit of land with them, and as such, we have the opportunity to offer you one of them.
Never
Floor
really
floor
called
plan
myself
and
homesteader before.
and layouts are fairly similar. One is next to Rulani University,
Oh,
uh,
great.
kind of overlooking the grounds. The other is overlooking the gardens of House Civis, and the other one overlooks the Penta Market.
Well,
Is there any area, one of those three um, that tickles your fancy? I'll say.
personally,
The
I
square
like
footage
the
of
idea of the
each.
first two, really.
So, the the layouts, and they're pretty similar. 3 stories, 5 bedrooms. Each have a basement, sitting on right around an acre, I think.
Right.
Um,
Charles, you're more of a city folk. What would you say?
Personally, I am more inclined, initially, to be more near the heart of the city, near the place where we can be most accessible to everywhere. But, oh, I guess it gives us less travel time to most places. However, I could really use a nice garden view.
Yes, that would be relaxing.
I feel like the Civis location would be wonderful, in all honesty.
Quiet place to work, to study.
it is a very quite a good neighborhood. I believe it's the similar neighborhood to where Mr. Boldier lives.
Oh, good.
So we can make the arrangements, and I will say now that any upgrades or things you want to set up within the building itself can be arranged. It'll take about 3 months to get most of that taken care of from our house Steelthorn and all of their infrastructure work.
We're gonna need workshops up the yin yang, I'm sure.
Yeah. uh,
So requests can be made and things can be built, things can be added. We will uh, spare no expense to aid you with all of this. Yes, Mr. Castle, Master Castle.
Yes. I need to make sure of a certain accommodation up front. Is there any place that you have that is okay for explosives to be tested in?
Oh, it's an
Um,
acre. It's a big yard, I'm sure.
You can just go into the forest castle. I know it's far
Okay.
away from your lab, but
I'm just making sure I have some place where no one's gonna
I
throw a fit if there's a
I can
giant
make
crater in the
like
ground.
I can make like big walls out of stone, and you can, you know,
I
as
guarantee
you
to the
guys,
council that there will be no large explosions within the premises of the city, nor nearby.
large explosion.
as you look
Fine,
at
fine,
each of
fine.
their faces and everything, each of them have big wide eyes and house the council members from House Jarasco and House Steelthorn are looking at each other like, should we sick the guards on them now or
I will personally see to it that no explosions are set inside the premises of the city and no major damage is done, nor noise disturbances.
Fine, fine, fine.
Fair enough. Fair
Thank
enough.
you. And
Can I
accommodation
ask one
for
other question
oh,
then?
castle.
Sorry, I
Does it
must
have to
have
do
this.
about explosions?
No.
Alright.
Has to do with when's the nice lightning storm?
they're dead silent and
Castle, these aren't an
I can.
all-knowing council of gods. These are
Here's the
people,
thing.
not
I could
gods.
just make you a lightning storm. It's
Yes,
super easy.
uh,
Barely an inconvenience.
Okay. I'm just curious.
You know, you're making me wish I came to this alone. Uh,
Probably would have been
And
wise. Yeah.
on that note, I would like a great hearth where I can burn my enemies.
you see the
please
male
sit
individual
down and
Guild
relax.
Hall would be
the,
fantastic, wouldn't it?
the you see the male individual from House Steelthorn, the one that was changing his hair. You see him start to say something about a great hearth, and then absolutely goes dead silent when you finish that sentence, and it's just sitting there with mouth open, finger up, just goes back to being quiet.
As you can most likely tell, dear council, if this group had intended to commit crimes and destroy the city, they would have already done so.
We can tell.
um, the offer is very generous.
It is.
Is there anything else you wish to offer? Or is there anything else to this meeting besides that?
Yes,
Before
work.
I
Perhaps we are jobless at the moment,
say
so
what
to
I
speak.
would like to say.
The councilman from House Civis nods and says, the other thing we were throwing around ideas was to offer each of you um, a special commendation. This is done more for, uh, in all honesty, to use your particular skills when the city of Faeheim absolutely needs it. Uh, we would offer to make you all vassals in arms with this group behind us uh, as your city council and your connection with us.
So you're wanting to sponsor us.
In a sense, yes.
Side
Mm.
note, I feel like I remember way early on when we reached Faeheim, everyone had like brands, right? Or like symbols of the
Dragon marks.
the
Dragon
dragon
mark,
mark.
yep.
Thank you. Alright, so is this the markings we've been seeing on the people? Is that what we're talking about?
If you wish to join a specific house, yes, those markings can be offered.
Do they like magic powers, or
They grant some means of extra abilities, yes.
that sounds neat. Yes.
But this is what we offer. And if you accept, you will be made these vassals in arms. And be. And he kind of looks over to the House Drasco um, group. You will be slightly above the law in some respects.
Please
And
don't
as
tell
long
us
as
that. Please don't say that.
Well,
No.
probably
and
about
as,
it. Yeah.
and as long and as long as you do not break the law and uphold it, as vassals in arms, you will not be bothered for some things.
Like parking tickets
Has
and
Count?
whatnot.
Do you accept this charge?
I'm
Well,
gonna stand up and say, "No, I don't accept." Then I'm gonna sit down and say, "But let me know if you ever need my help."
uh,
He, he nods to you specifically in understanding.
well, the offer is very generous, and I appreciate it greatly. But I am a man of honor, and I have some important information for the council's consideration.
Are you
This
sure?
city is run as
Are
a
you 100%
theocracy
sure?
in a way, yes?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Seeing myself and our group in a position of favor with the council, I would like to state the findings of my good friend Castle and I in a small crypt in Misthaven.
What might that be?
My friend Castle and I, as we went to Misthaven, there was a scholar there, a Miss. What was her name?
Anya.
Oh, I
Anya.
have. Yeah, I have.
Tanya. Miss
Yeah.
Tanya, an elven scholar of Brightshaper.
Friend of
The
Curtis.
Davia. Yeah.
Now
uh
lost friend.
the sorry, the council members of House Brightshaper nod and say, "We are aware of Miss Tanya. She has not returned from her usual work down in Misthaven as of yet.
Hmm.
But we are aware of her, yes."
Good. With Miss Tanya, Castle and I were hired early in our careers to investigate a ruin that was found within Misthaven. As we entered the ruin, Miss Tanya, being a scholar and not a dungeon delver of sorts, had to excuse herself. And Castle and I entered. Within, we were subject to a spirit and a series of challenges. These challenges demonstrated quick wit and self-sacrifice. At the end, and endurance. At the very end, we encountered a tomb, and the spirit once again appeared to us. The spirit claimed to be the spirit of, what was his name?
Dromar.
Dromar. He
Yep.
commendated us for passing the trial, and bestowed upon my good friend Castle here the jewel that now sits in his chest.
I'll pull it down.
Okay.
Set to detect dragons within a
Or, like,
certain
uncover.
radius. I am not saying that this is fact, nor am I saying that this wasn't an illusion, because I am not aware if it was. But I feel
Can I
that
do something
right
real quick?
now- What was that? Yeah, go ahead, Castle.
As he's at this part, I have an ability actually, which is kind of cool.
Does
I'm
it
wondering
do
if
anything?
I have essentially that I can imbue like inanimate objects with essentially like messages and things. Can I actually take for memory what the spirit talked to us and imbue it into that
I mean, here's
essentially
what you
play
do.
that message?
Like a little clockwork toy, so to speak.
Make a history check with advantage, Castle.
Okay. Okay. History with advantage.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm intellectual. Because I'm not proficient in it, but I get a +4 automatically.
14. Still pretty good. So 10's an average roll.
Okay. Give me.
Wait. Just to make sure, Flash of Genius that it's an 18.
Oh. Okay. Look at you.
That is a good use for that. Yeah.
Very good use. 18 versus 14. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, let me pull up the thing though. I'm trying to pull up the it's a class ability I have. And I get it like just right magical tinkering. Yeah. No, never mind. That's for that. What did I take?
Let me pull something up real quick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
While
Tap
you're
a
doing
creature
this,
or object and emits a
Charles-
recorded message.
Yeah, Charles will minor illusion an image of what the spirit looked like. As
Okay.
well, if that's okay.
What would you like to imbue?
What?
Okay.
Imbue the illusion. That'd be
You
interesting.
can imbue my hand, my glove.
I could touch your glove and imbue it with the message, and
Okay.
it echoes from your glove.
Okay.
So
As-
here's
Little
my
Star
dear friend
Wars hologram.
Castle will be demonstrating something.
Okay.
Like as you're talking, I like come up and I'm about to touch your hand, and you're like, "What? Oh, here."
As you touch the glove and this minor illusion appears, the room is completely still and silent. Everybody seems to be holding their breath. As you hear, at least to Castle and Charles, a familiar voice.
Do I
I-
recognize it though? Just out of curiosity.
No, you wouldn't.
No. Okay.
I am what is left of the man that once was Dromar. You have proven yourselves cunning, strong, selfless, and fearless. You have earned the right to take this with you. And then it repeats.
I believe that is good enough, Castle. Thank you.
Oh, I'll dismiss it then.
The reason I bring this to your attention, we then immediately found ourselves outside of the ruin, no trace of an entrance to be found. The reason I bring this to your attention is because, like I said, I am not a dishonest man, and if there is something that we would know or deliver to you that would not be pleasing to the council, I would like to make that completely apparent in this discovery. And if this changes the council's decision in any way, shape, or form, I will completely accept it.
As they each look at each other, the black dragon born from House Drasco stands up. We will need to deliberate on these findings and obviously corroborate them with Miss Tanya.
said,
No matter what this is, your actions to this city are not changed, at least in my eyes. And the rest of the council kind of each looks around and nods. We will need to discuss this further.
I would agree.
It could be that this is a visage from the Wilder himself to test those who are worthy. We are not sure. You said there was no sign of that tomb anymore?
Not that we could find, no. After we had completed the trials, there was, I'm assuming, was it a bright flash of light and then we were outside?
Yep.
Yep, exactly as it
We were
is.
just like teleported out.
I do know that
There will be-
Castle was also granted a new ability from the Wilder himself. Castle, does that have any visual effects to it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That's true. Your
Yes.
eyes turn blue.
My eyes glow blue just like his.
Okay. Yeah, Castle was gifted with some ability. Castle, if you would demonstrate.
It'll use it up for today, but but okay. I'll just essentially go into the trance and just be like zzz, like my eyes like start glowing. And it lasts for 10 minutes, so
Oh.
yeah. Yeah.
It lasts for 10 minutes or until you
Use
Re-
the disadvantage canceller.
Yeah.
Effect. So essentially here, I'll just pop it up there for you.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing this.
Oh, minute. It goes for a whole minute, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Once again, we will discuss and pray to see what the Wilder has for us. Well, the five, at least. What the five have for the city.
Thank you. I appreciate the
Oh.
honesty.
Yeah. Hey, as a side note, does this thing ever upgrade?
You don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Cool. Got it.
But to more less somber and serious matters, I, Charles, graciously accept the offer.
Which offer are you accepting?
All of them.
Actually, I do have one additional question. Is this more like employment or like consultants to the houses?
Yes.
A little
Yeah.
of both.
It could be a little of both. Who knows?
Okay.
We
All
will
right.
have jobs for you in the future.
Okay. But
Things
it's not
that
like I have to wake up every day, come in, do some paperwork.
there's no desk job for you, Donko.
Oh, sweet.
ooh.
Okay.
As much as I like a good book.
Charles actually laughs like that out loud.
Then I also accept. These dragon markings are intriguing, as is employment. I've never really been employed before.
Wrath, if you accept, you get free beer at the tavern forever.
Done.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I'll just have to make
I'll help a bit.
a ledger. Okay. At this, the council then stands up. Or before that, all eyes turn to you, Castle. What of you? Do you accept, Master Castle?
Hold on 1 second. Zzz. Yeah. May I ask one question then?
Please, by all means.
You mentioned the Wilder, which I expect means Dromar.
Yes.
It's his formal title, or for lack of a better term. And you mentioned praying to him.
Yes.
And how does one go about doing that?
Oh, well, we have missionaries who can teach you things that, if you desire to learn more about the Wilder, we can send some of our acolytes your way.
Okay. Is he the only one? Is there others?
No,
There are-
there's the 5.
Castle, you know there are
What
four,
about
five.
No, I know, but like, I'm just making sure. So you can pray to each one of these people.
Those who believe, yes.
I think what he's asking is, does the Wilder respond?
In a way.
I see. I
Then
see.
I accept on the condition that you send some people my way. I would like to learn a little more.
We can definitely do that.
That's a pretty easy condition.
So they all kind of stand up at that point. Once again, we thank you. And this, they now point to the 5 individuals who are now kind of moving towards you guys, the 5 who you've worked with. We now grant the Sentinels the titles of vassals in arms. And this shall be the Sentinels' Council.
Okay.
Those who you will work with for direct things in the city. And all of our employment opportunities will come through them. If you have any questions from any of them, please ask. Whatever you need.
I do have one final question for the council. We didn't
Of
catch
course.
all of your names, only the sender of the letter.
I apologize. And as we go down the line, the female blue dragonborn is my mother Myastin Para,
She's the one who sent it.
the one who sent the letter. The one who's been talking the most, the black dragonborn, is Carthalon Para, Father Carthalon Para. And you notice that each of them are known as the father or the mother of that specific house.
And he was
Uh-huh.
Deal Thorn, or
Those are House Jarasco. Those 2 are House Jarasco.
oh, there's 2. Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's a
Question.
couple. Oh, that's nice.
Question: the Sun group. What's the Sun group named again?
The
That was just a
Sunborn?
guild. The Sun. Hold on.
The Solar Brands?
The Solar
The
Brands.
Solar Brands. That's
Are they
it.
represented here at all? Just
No.
curiosity. Interesting. Okay.
More like a local guild.
Yeah, those are the local monster hunting guild, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds like kind of
Perhaps-
a. Yeah, never mind.
For House Bright Shaper, you have they're both ASMR. Vorsa, Bright Shaper, and Cyril, Bright Shaper, female, male, respectively.
Yep.
For House Steelthorn, you have the female tiefling, Milvia Crowell, Crowl,
Steel Thorn.
and the male shifter, Cosmo Crowell.
I feel
Cosmo.
like
I
missed
like
some
his
of
name.
these. Can I copy paste this from somewhere?
Yeah, let me just do this.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm definitely
No, you're
missing
good.
details and words.
Let's come in here.
Wait, so
go
the
to-
tieflings are over Steelthorn. Steelthorn is Dromar's house, right?
Steelthorn is the
Is the one? Is the? Oh, that's right. That's right.
Steelthorn is the warden.
Jarasco is the Wilder.
Yes.
Okay, Maggie.
So Dormar was of Drasco. Steelthorn is of the ward, who apparently we have hints of Donko being one of his creations.
I'm surprised Donko didn't want to chip in.
Yeah, I know.
Donko's decided to hold this information to himself, just in case it goes
Smart.
badly.
I feel like Charles wants to get everything off his chest, and this was literally the perfect opportunity to do so.
It is essentially the last thing, yeah.
Oh, and one more thing. We discovered this, and I was being completely honest in that, I could have been an illusion. I don't know. I can't be certain.
This is just what mine eyes have seen.
Exactly, and what we reported, and the fact that we don't know where Tanya is concerning.
Yes. I'm worried, actually, about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds here.
Maybe it's time we took a trip with the X brothers and chopped down some more trees.
On the contrary. All right, perfect.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that helps.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Did you pin it too?
I will, yeah. Let me just.
I'm adding it to the bottom of known associates and locations as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some shifters. That's awesome.
Yep. A shifter.
Yeah, a shifter. Whatever. It's cool. What the heck is a Thule?
What? That's their last name.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So the rest are humans. Okay.
Okay. Message is now pinned.
Wait, I'm missing one. Oh, there's how Civ is. Okay. Perfect. Very good. Very good. Well, you know all our names, but this has been a real treat.
As they finish introducing themselves, each of them turns towards Kurthalon and the Black Dragonborn. And he goes, "All right. We have other business to attend to and things we need to discuss. So, Trask, would you mind showing the vassals in arms to their new abode, please?" And Trask nods and goes, "Whenever you're ready, guys."
Let's check it out.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay. You find your way out of the council chambers, and as you're walking towards the new Sentinels Council kind of goes about their business. Each of them giving you a handshake, or in the case of Lieutenant Holdstrong, a massive bear hug for each of you, or should I say, Commander Holdstrong now?
Thank you, Miss Holdstrong. Okay.
As this,
Yeah,
as
it
I'm
definitely
swinging about
hurt.
chest side for me, as he gets a little too close, he sees two little eyes right underneath my neck twist and peer at him.
Wait, what?
Two little eyes right under where my head is in the darkness of my chest cavity. And I just turn and just, oh. Oh, don't mind him. He's sleeps during the day most of the time, really.
That's weird,
I am
but
a
I like
tree.
it.
When has Donko not been weird?
You know what? That's fair.
Yes,
That is so
Should
fair.
be within the norm at this point, yes.
And he turns to you, Wrath. "I expect to be training with you soon, boy."
Boy, wow.
And he heads off towards the hold. Maggie, I need you to be quiet, sweetheart.
We can barely even hear her.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, really?
Hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I can't. Yeah. You got great noise canceling, man.
I like this
Great.
thing a lot.
It's a nice mic.
Anyway, Trask takes you to your new abode. As you're walking there, is there anything you want to talk about? Hey, please. Is there anything you guys would like to talk about or do as you're making your way there?
I just had a quick question about the Sentinels Council. It's all the house contacts we met with before, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Who is the Tabaxi again?
Bright Shaper.
And when did we meet her?
I don't remember running into it.
She was the one
It was
that
very brief.
Yeah, you briefly met her. She was the one that sent you the letter that took you to the graveyard.
Thelmin Cieli? Is that
Yep.
it?
Right,
Okay.
right, okay, got it. Cool.
Yep. Um,
I have a bag of holding now. I really like this.
Hmm.
You best believe I'm gonna make good work of it too.
Zeke, out.
Oh, dog.
Man, I have plans. My hand goes in and something comes out and you don't know what it does.
Everything
Oh,
all
you
right,
guys there?
Kyle?
Everybody there? I'm there.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I just reloaded because I didn't have Josh.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Weird.
Weird.
Did you not have me that entire time?
Yeah, it's been like the whole session.
I mean, could you not hear me or just not see me?
I could hear you, just not see you.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I don't need to talk about anything right now.
Yeah. No.
you find
I'm
your
like
way.
I'm probably like muttering to myself and everybody's just like, what's his deal?
I've learned to accept it.
As one does with Castle.
Yeah.
Where is? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to
Like
consult a
figuring
few
out
different
menu.
things. Trask takes you to this neighborhood right here,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice,
my map's
Nigel.
not up. I
Nice.
should refresh.
and specifically to this house at the very end.
Oh, nice.
Yep, right there.
Literally looking over the gardens. Nice.
And he takes you to the it's extremely nice. There is a fence around the entirety of the yard, with a little bit of extra room on either side of on either side, all grass with some trees growing. Um, the side that's closer towards the Civis Gardens is a little bit more green and vibrant, and the house itself is fairly large. Um, it's you know what? Why don't you guys just go and take a look at the in the shared folder? There's another folder in there that says your new home, and that is the floor plan for um, the house.
Okay. Okay.
It's it's a large opulent structure with
Ooh.
cascading roof.
What are you even spelling your
throat.
like that, man?
Yeah, okay,
You
my bad.
literally
You are
nice
new
interior
home,
design.
okay? You are new home.
So
I'm
it's
tired.
three bedroom on the second floor,
Yep.
2 on the.
Dibs on the penthouse.
Yeah, is that what the top floor is?
Or is that the like? That's not the like roof, right? It's just the top floor.
Which top floor?
3rd floor.
Oh, basement.
So
Never mind. Dang it.
yeah, that's a base.
I'll go for 3rd floor, right room.
There are 2 rooms up there, right?
Yeah,
Or just
so
one?
you guys can divvy out the rooms how you want or whatnot. The 3rd floor and the second floor, all of the rooms share two separate balconies for the most part. So the third floor shares the outside balcony up the top there. The second floor, all three of those rooms share the outside balcony.
I want the long
W-
one on the third floor. You can have the corner office.
I was gonna take the corner. Look at those freaking windows.
Wait,
Yeah,
where's the
right?
stairs
I
on the
figured
third
you would
floor?
like
The hallway, Ryan.
No, it's one like where the balcony is. It's the long one with the box right next to
Oh, okay,
the
got
corner.
it. All right.
Yeah, that'll be perfect for Donka. Lots of garden space.
Wait, how do you get up to
and
the third
balcony
floor?
access.
There's
There
a
is
circle.
There's a spiral
spiral
stair.
staircase right
Yeah.
There's a
there.
spiral
Oh, there's a
staircase
spiral
on the second
staircase.
floor. So as you walk in,
Ah.
it's fairly large for a home of this size, a home in this area. You walk
I'm
into
taking the
main-
basement.
You
Just
walk
the whole
into the main
basement?
foyer
Hello, lad.
area.
Not the whole one, but
And why is my screen flickering?
Yeah, what is going on there?
I have no idea. That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah.
To the left, you can see the stairs that go up. To the right, looks like a den or a sitting room with a very large fireplace
There's that hearth you were looking for.
inset into the wall there.
Charles, come here.
Yes.
I want to throw you into the hearth.
No.
Just see if like a person size fits. I'm very curious as well.
that's a huge pantry, guys. That's a huge pantry.
Yeah, you walk then past the foyer into the dining room and kitchen combination there with a bar, big pantry area, and then in order to get down into the basement, you actually have to go outside into a back, kind of uh, a back section that then goes down into the basement.
It's got like the cellar door type.
Kind of,
Yeah.
but it's not quite cellar door. It's an actual door within the building itself.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
it's just outside access.
Yeah, that you open
Yeah.
to
Gotcha.
the that down there.
That's a good idea considering I need to vent things.
Yeah. The second floor comes up. The stairs come up to the second floor. Immediately, you see a spiral staircase made of very fine wood that circles up to the second or the third floor. There are the three bedrooms there, and then at the end of the hallway, it seems like there's a little. Some of it's furnished already, some of it's not. And there looks like a sitting area, a reading nook down at the end of the hallway there. And then, as you can see, all three of the rooms open to this this balcony.
No. Stop it. Okay. Okay.
On the third floor, you come up to the top of the spiral stairs into another reading area, or at least hangout area, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the two.
Tabletop room.
Yes, that's where you can play all of your TPRPGs
Yeah.
within the game. Let's see how many layers deep we can go, guys.
Yeah.
We can go pretty deep.
Mhm.
Charles will make a
Mhm.
bard immediately. His inner theater kid.
Yeah.
And then you've got the two rooms that also share a balcony up top there. And you find out that no matter where you are in the house, you can look out a window and either see the gardens across the way or trees and shrubberies and bushes in the back of the house.
Like even the basement?
No, obviously not.
Okay.
They're little tiny basement windows, you know. Like
Yeah, there's little tiny.
for ventilation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
we
can see
have
some
to have
tufts
those.
of green.
Well, actually, I don't need to breathe. Oh, I could
You could just seal it in. That would blow up the house. That would blow the house up.
Not really.
Castle,
Like a
the basement
gassing
actually.
scenario.
I'm gonna
The
die
basement
to
actually-
a carbon monoxide leak, and like all of you guys are just gonna be like, "What happened to Charles and Wrath?" Or maybe just Charles because he's too small.
So, at this point, Trask, as he's kind of giving you the tour, goes, "All right, whatever tour or whatever upgrades you guys would like, please let me know. I'll get them started, and the city will pay for it, which is, to be honest, pretty sweet. So,
Charles, how attached are you to this balcony?
Moderately.
I want to make
That's-
a greenhouse, but if
As long as I can still see
Yes.
out some windows, I'm okay with it.
I was thinking just like the corner where my window is, so there'll be still like a sitting balcony just like
As
half the
long as
balcony
there's that,
greenhouse.
Totally cool with that.
All right, that's what I need then.
all right, he starts writing down some things.
Let's see.
Wrath,
So,
And
anything?
irrigation. I'll need water to be brought up to my room and the greenhouse.
Easy enough. I believe House Sibis has some magic things they do.
I do like magic things that do.
Wait, so from what I understand is that Charles. Oh, the music.
Guys are just
So,
not-
yeah, Charles and Donko are taking the third floor then?
unless you guys want to fight him for it.
And I want the basement. I
You
want to
can
take
have-
the.
As far as I'm concerned, you can have the whole basement. It's
where
all
do you
yours.
go?
I will take the entire first floor. No, I really don't care. Where
I
I
have
sleep.
no need of the first floor either, really.
I'll sleep wherever Charles wants to sleep. I will sleep there first.
What?
What?
You still get me. I don't know how you do that.
Trask, I would like to set up some kind of sparring ring on the property somewhere.
Oh, easy enough. Easy enough. Yes, yes, yes.
I'd
You're right,
also
Turn up
Ryan.
like,
into all sorts of giant monsters that you can fight now.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I would also like to spread word that I will be here in the next, I don't know, month or so, open sparring if anyone wants to fight me. Or if anyone wants to fight each other, I don't know.
I will personally
Rent your ring.
I will personally write the article that goes in the Daily Tribunal.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Well,
I
thank you,
think
thank you.
Can we charge entry or like allow gambling?
I think gambling would bring us into some gray territory. We might want to avoid that.
I will say that is illegal.
Yep, there
Oh.
it is. That's what I figured.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah, wait.
Shame.
Whoa,
Charging
whoa, whoa,
entry's not illegal.
Unless-
That's just like a show.
Unless you keep it under wraps.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, Jarasco does betting.
We're not going to make it any official. Obviously, people will do what they want to do between themselves, but we're not going to institute anything official.
Yeah, we're not.
Instate a casino.
Officially not going to institute anything official.
We'll see.
I'll have none of it, at least.
Well, what will you have, Charles?
That's a great question.
Oh, and, furniture and everything will be brought within the next day or two. You'll be able to sleep at my the chateau for until everything is set up here.
I won't need any furniture. I can make anything that I'll need up here.
Still, Donko, I know others of your party who do.
Well, I don't really sleep in a bed, so.
Yes. So we're really, I mean, and he'll sleep on the couch from what he's saying. So, but of course, I understand.
Charles, if you
I
need
need
to think about
plastic
it,
boxes.
I may
Lots
need
of
some
them.
time to think about it for
of
today.
course, just let me know. Castle, what
Yes,
are you
yes.
in need of?
And I'll take out one of my parchments that I was writing in the morning and hand it to him, and it's like got everything I'm gonna need for like a mega forge.
I'll just tell the builders where to put it, and I believe the holy. Okay. Oh my.
No, and I quickly snatched it out of his hand because I was like, oh, and I've already seen the basement. I would like draw out where the forge gets laid out and like hand it back to him, like there you go.
Well, they'll be able to supply the forge. You might need to have to get all your supplies.
Fine. I just need
Just-
the workbenches.
We'll get the workbenches for you. Everything's fine there. Okay.
Yeah, I can build the tools myself if I have to.
So,
I actually really can. I could build any set of tools I want out of nothing. It's awesome.
You even need
Right
to.
tool
Don't you
for
have
the
that
job.
multi-tool that acts as any possible tool you'll ever need?
Yes.
Yeah. So
So-
yeah, so yeah, I have that. Plus, I actually do have a set of Smith tools. Plus, I actually can make any sort of tools out of nothing because I have an ability called Right Tool for the Job, where I can literally
Pretty
spend an
handy.
hour and build any tools I need.
That's pretty
Handy.
helpful.
All right, I know what I want.
What could the city possibly get? The great Charles Goodman.
I would like an observatory
Ooh.
installed
Um,
on my section of the house.
An observatory.
Yeah.
Huh.
So he wants his roof to open up.
I am a big fan of this, Charles.
I mean, I'm
Big
I'm
fan.
sure they'll pay for it and everything will be fine there. Yeah. You might not be able to sleep in your room for a while.
That's fine.
Okay.
There's 2 other bedrooms that are available on the first, second floor right now.
He writes it down and then kind of nods at each of you and well, looks like we'll be working more closely together than before. This is going to be fun.
Yes, an experience.
All right. Let's then, if you guys would like to take the 3-month downtime to get everything built and figured out in your guys' home, let us start with. Who wants to start their downtime? Let me just do that.
Mine should probably be the quickest, I'd assume.
Okay.
Unless
So,
it's not.
What,
then we can wait.
why don't you describe what you're wanting to do with?
Okay. So, I'm going to spend most of the 3 months in the libraries at the college researching the other planes in particular. I believe it's the Gith are from the astral plane, right? No, they're from
They're from the Astral Sea, yeah.
astral sea, right? So I'm researching the astral sea and anything I can find on that. In addition, I realize my studies on the undead are lacking, so I'm studying a lot about undead and vampirism in particular.
Okay.
And then any second I'm not doing that, I'm gonna be hanging out with Wayland, trying to unlock more memories, tell him about what's going on, see what he remembers,
Okay.
and hopefully try and narrow down where there might be more of us.
All right. So let's do the research first. I need you to make an investigation check for me.
First die or good die? We'll use the first die. Who knows what will happen with that one?
You said that
That's
one's
always a
either,
good thing to
that one's
say.
either crazy good or crazy
Or like
bad,
crazy
right?
terrible. Yeah.
No middle ground.
We got an 11 last time, which was like exactly middle ground.
Oh, that's fair.
So
That's
yeah,
fair.
I don't know. It never does what I want it to, but it's always interesting. All right, you said investigation.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give myself guidance on this one.
Easy
If
enough.
that's okay.
Absolutely.
Plus it's a D4, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Keep that. Investigation gets a +2. Yeah. So, 6 + 4 + 2, so 12 in total.
12. Okay. On the undead.
Hmm.
Funny enough, upon asking the librarians that you see and all of that, there is a fair amount of books and lore on vampires.
Hmm.
And some of the librarians describe how when a certain local vampire moved into town, some people kind of freaked out and wanted to know as much as possible just in case. Um,
Funnily enough, that's why I'm here.
and so there's pretty much anything you want to know. Um, and even some of the librarians are like, well, if you want, sir, you can. We could try and set up an interview with Master Boldier, and you can
Well, that's
maybe
what
ask
we
him your
we're close
questions.
friends, actually.
Oh, okay. Then why don't you ask him those questions?
It's more of just a general inquiry.
Well,
I'm learning
Not
more than I
necessarily
thought.
about vampires.
I'm
I
not trying to
assume,
learn
but
how to
more-
kill him or anything. That'd be awful.
okay, and they lead you over to the surprisingly designated vampire section.
Do I
Um,
also peruse or find anything else as general undead as well? The various
for
liches.
general undead, necromancy itself, while not horribly outlawed in Faeheim, is generally frowned upon. Um, so anything about the undead is a little bit more difficult to find.
I see. Well, then using my stage background trick that lets me find out my researcher thing,
Yeah.
I can dig around and talk to people and find out where I can locate that information. I think
Okay.
is what it says.
Um,
Yeah.
a lot of what you find,
Whom or where.
yeah, a lot of what people tell you is there is a bigger university that actually teaches and practitioners of magic, the different schools of magic. There is that university about 10 days north in the city of Ko River. Um, and so some of them think that that might be a good place to look for general undead knowledge. But for vampires, you have pretty much everything that is in the monster manual information
Perfect.
there. Um,
Okay.
as for the astral sea and the other planes of existences, there's not a whole lot. Even with a 12, there are some writings of um, the late Professor Boldmind that you do find concerning um, the relatively more recent. I do air quotes for recent because it was still thousands upon thousands of years ago. The relative recent history of the Gith. You learn um, a little bit in the library, but mostly from the writings. Mostly from the writings of Professor Boldmind. You learn about how the Githyanki and the Githzerai all descended from an ancient race of completely unknown origin. That unknown race was once entirely enslaved by the Illithid, or Mind Flayers. One member of that forgotten race, named Gith, broke the control and incited a rebellion in which the Gith, as they then called themselves, destroyed their oppressors and scattered them into the astral sea. There was then a division among the Gith. Some wanted to find peace and traveled to the external plane of Limbo, where, while the others wanted revenge and still, supposedly, according to these writings, to this day are still seeking to destroy every living mind flayer they can find. They have one writing in one sentence in this kind of stands out, saying they have been known to obliterate entire planets if they find them tainted by illithid influence.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
So that's what you learn about the Gith from those writings specifically. Nothing about the Astral Sea, or anything of that nature.
Okay. No, like ways of access points or anything. I assume that stuff's not common knowledge.
Unfortunately, not.
Okay. Okay.
For your time with Wayland, with advantage, I need you to make a history check.
All right. Chaos and lucky die. History, you said?
Yep.
And can I just keep giving myself guidance? Another thing I can do for this.
Yeah.
That's just an action. Yeah. Okay. And then, sorry, you said history, right?
History. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's better. 16 plus 4 again. Nice. So 26.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a pretty good roll.
As you meditate with Wayland, connecting the essences of each of your orbs that give you life, in your mind there is a sudden flash of light. This is probably about after a full 2 months of every day being with him and being and talking with him and getting to know Wayland a bit better. Suddenly, you're standing in an open field, surrounded by familiar forested hills. You recognize the looming form of Mount Mornwalt in the distance to the southwest. This seems to be the area where the city of Faeheim should be. However, there is no city, just an expanse of wilderness. And as you look around, you see that you're surrounded by a circle of nine nearly identical individuals to yourself. You stand in the middle of that circle, and you can hear a voice coming from yourself. As we depart, remember your task. Watch, listen, and be the warning for the people of Orcoria. Warden, our creator, has tasked us with this. Should any one of us encounter the enemy returning to Yunaria, we need to wake the warden up. I cannot understand why he's done that to himself, but he will know what to do if the Gith return. Farewell. At that, each of the orbed figures surrounding you nod in turn, and then depart. Some travel to the north, some travel east to the Moorcliffs themselves, some travel to Mount Mornwald, or at least in that direction. Once they have all left, you start your trek into the forest to the west. As you take those first few steps into the forest, everything goes dark. As you open your eyes, you're sitting there with Wayland. He looks up at you. Did you see something too?
I did. Some messed
Oh,
up stuff, let's be honest.
yeah. Okay. I gotta write it down. And he kind of rushes off and starts writing what he saw. And that is what you see. Or what
Right.
happened.
Well, during that time as well, then, I'm going to ask the party if it's okay if Waylon takes the 5th spare room, just while he's in town.
Don't see why not.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
using it.
I have no qualms.
Yes. Okay. So he's there.
Okay.
I'll have a
And I'm gonna
sign on
spend-
the door that says the answer is yes. Because my door is pretty much closed most of the time.
Fair. And I'm gonna spend every second I've got trying to figure out where the warden rests. Then, crypts, tombs, statues, whatever.
Okay. All right. So that is
All right.
the
good
rest
stuff.
of your time.
Okay.
Who wants to go next?
Unless anyone has a more solid idea, I can.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing, but it's going to take a little bit of time, so whoever wants to go.
Okay, I'll go first. I'll go next.
Okay.
It shouldn't be too complicated. Charles is going to start writing his book. Doesn't have a title yet, but he is basically this entire adventure has opened his eyes to a lot of the things that he had been told as a child, things that he had looked up to in many of the heroes and stories he read that weren't accurate or weren't exactly as he had hoped. And so he wants to document that, and I've been tossing around a bunch of ideas. It's going to be his name, Charles Goodman's something, kind of like Volo's Guide to Monsters, or but for Okoria, essentially.
Okay.
Like Charles Goodman's Notes on Adventures, Charles Goodman's Field Guide to Okoria, something.
We can workshop the name later.
Yeah, name can be workshopped.
A Warlock's Tale by Charles Goodman.
Another one I had thought of was like The Guide to the Unexplained, or something like that.
Nice. Going full Dipper Pines there, like it.
Much, yeah.
Warlock's Guide to the Galaxy.
So
That's what I was gonna say.
Warlocker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Nice.
Besides that, he's going to be doing that in his spare time. In his active time, he's going to be doing a mix of carousing and crafting spell scrolls.
Okay. Go ahead and make. You can do whatever spell scrolls you have available to you.
So here's a question.
Yep.
So for crafting a spell scroll, if I choose a spell and say it's 3rd level, but I only have slots of 5th level, does it have to be a 5th level spell scroll? Or does it have to be the level that I pick the spell I want to scribe a scroll of?
I think when it comes to this,
because I've never heard of like a higher level spell scroll of a spell.
Yeah, no, the way I interpret it is it's this level of the spell itself.
Okay. I am going to...
But since you cast everything at 5th level, right? Whenever you cast a scroll,
No.
it goes at
It'll be at its level.
It'll be at its
Oh, okay. Just a base level. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it has
Because
it's innate magic, dude. It's innate
Otherwise,
magic.
It would be really hard to
Gotcha.
craft spell scrolls now because.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Then I am going to make as many counter spell scrolls as I can.
Okay.
Charles is sick and tired of people getting away from him.
Oh yeah.
Counterspell. The ultimate anti-DM escape route.
Have you guys seen So I'm a Spider, So What? I feel like you're like, you can't get away now. Immortality, gone. Teleportation, gone. Like, it's like people try to essentially do like overpowered moves, and you're just like, yeah, counter, gone.
Yep, scatter. Get rid of it.
Get it out of here. None of that.
Just shoot those poison bullets.
Requiring the spell's normal casting time. Okay. I was wondering
That gives
if
me an
using
idea.
it- I was wondering if using a spell scroll would be an action,
Nope.
but it's using its normal casting time. Wow. Okay, that's a
literally-
little.
So basically, Charles, if he sees someone casting a spell, he'll basically just whip it out and maybe chuck it at him, essentially.
No.
Dude, I should.
Keeps little
I
Naruto
should-
scrolls, you know, they throw his
No,
feet.
I should totally
He's
build
chucking
a
rock.
gut. No, I should build a scroll shooter. Just
like a
gun.
t-shirt bazooka, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that works, but good effort.
Doesn't not work technically. It's
like
all
it.
flavor after all.
Yeah,
like
like
it.
what does it take to activate the spell scroll? Because whatever it is, I can imbue
Let's see,
arcane
let's
energy
see.
into it.
Let's see. I need
All right.
I spell scroll. Spell scroll bears the words of a single spell, written as a mystical cipher. If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast its spell without providing any material components, otherwise the scroll is unintelligible. Casting the spell by reading the scroll requires the spell's normal casting time. Once the spell is cast, the words on the scroll fade and it crumbles to dust. If the casting is interrupted, the scroll is not lost. So if it gets counterspelled, interesting.
Huh.
If the spell is on your class's spell list but of a higher level than you can normally cast, yada yada yada.
Okay. So this all will depend on how much gold you want to sink into this.
Yeah, fair. How much gold do we
we-
have? Did we get gold from the city, or are they just giving us stuff?
They
I think they're mostly giving us stuff. I assume.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
just
funding
they gave you the house and all of that all of that.
furnishings and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Essentially,
really
we're gonna
bringing a
set you up
miracle.
pretty in the house because we know you already have enough money because A, you run a competition. B, Trask has kind of financially sponsored you before. And C, we have a buttload of diamonds from the mine.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to find a jeweler. But we can get to that after.
Okay, easy enough.
Oh yeah, we should probably sell those diamonds or something, or at least the ones
No,
we don't want.
no.
Yeah, there's like some lower value ones. I have a handful of other jewels as well that I want to get rid of.
By my money, it takes 500 gold pieces per third level spell scroll, and I only have 700 gold, so I could make one. Which I'm sure you're happy about, Josh.
What?
So I may make one counterspell spell scroll, and if I somehow happen upon more money in my time, I will make another.
Okay, that's fair.
Um,
So go ahead and mark off that 500 gold
okay.
While you're doing this, I gotta take my
Wait, it
dog
takes
out.
500 gold to
be
make a
back
spell
shortly.
scroll?
to make a third level spell scroll.
Wait, so you offer up the money to the gods and it gets consumed
No,
upon the creation of it, or
It,
what?
it's money in materials, so it's the material of the special ink, the special paper.
For
Oh.
example, if you want to describe
Yeah, you
the
should
money
really
spell,
find.
you need 4 work weeks and 5,000 gold pieces. It's
Yeah,
like,
you
Wow,
should
that's
really
crazy.
figure out how to get a partnership with that Loxodon and just work with her for stuff.
Yeah, I need to. I'm just gonna, yeah.
Okay. So then, for the carousing, go ahead and make 3 charisma checks for me.
For the
Rousing.
carousing, Charles is specifically, he's going to bars and stuff, but at the same time, he's trying to visit charities and orphanages and things of that nature at the same time, just so you know.
Fair enough.
So 3 charisma checks, you said?
Yep.
Alright, is this technically scattered throughout a day? Or the months?
This is scattered throughout the months. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to be using my talisman for all of these then.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. Did it go? Oh no. Normal roll.
Wow.
Another. There we go.
There we go. There's the card, Charles. Oh wow.
Okay, so
Okay, let me add
go ahead and
D4,
roll.
D4, D4 for all those.
Yep. I'll do them
Oh,
respectively.
nice.
So 13, 27, and 11.
Okay. The first month, you find it. You're just getting to know the city better. You go to all the different bars. You find, as far as you can tell, there's only one orphanage in the city, and that's in the Bright Shaper district. There are several hospitals that are also set up around, and when it comes to charities, there's what they call relief centers. For those who are massively in need, they go there for help, whether that's monetary um, or counseling, other things like that. So the first month you take,
Oh, I should also note, when
Yeah.
I'm viewing the city and going to the charities and stuff, I am using my hat of disguise to make myself look different.
that okay.
So I will look
What
like
is
a...
what is your goal for going around doing this?
Charles isn't sure yet.
He just doesn't want to be known.
He's trying to experiment with anonymity versus fame.
Okay. So the first month is just getting to know where things are, basically.
Okay.
The second month rolls around, and you're able to go and visit all these different people. You chat with some older individuals in some of the old folks' homes that are around, and um, get to know some of them pretty well. You go and perform small street magics for uh, some of the invalids in the hospitals, those who aren't quickly going to get well. Um, you also find yourself in the bars still, the taverns.
And when Charles is in the bars and taverns, like public kind of places, he's himself, essentially.
Okay. You don't ever have to pay for drinks, as the not just the champions of the wild tournament, um, but the
Saviors of the city.
in a sense, yeah, it's you see a lot of the papers that are around have the name of the sentinels on them, and several um, street criers, those who go and shout the different news bits around. Um, they are at first at first at least they are shouting of your fame. Some of them are even yelling about um, uh, uh, buy a daily tribunal for the next installment of the Sentinel's Adventure. And as you pick one up, you see that Trask has written um, like a what's the word?
Telling me we got a comic book?
It's not quite a comic book, but it's like one of those ongoing like gentleman adventure
Like
kind
the
of
original
thing.
Sherlock Holmes kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where like they're little
It's
newspaper short clippings.
exactly. It's
Situation.
it's highly embellished, and Trask has gone through all of the different. He's he's gone kind of nuts with them, but it's getting your guys' names out there, and like it depicts you, Charles, as uh, kind of a swashbuckling um, uh, uh, magic user of some sort. It depicts Castle as this almost fortress-like individual.
I was gonna say like a tank with like treads for feet.
And kind of, yeah. But no visuals, just all wording.
Okay.
It depicts Wrath as this ruthless, uh, this ruthless individual who secretly has this sweet and sensitive side, um, and
Definitely not accurate.
If
it
he could
depicts
read, he'd be very upset.
it depicts Gonko as just a tree with arms and legs, basically.
Sorry.
Um,
Just
About spot
And-
on, really.
and some of the adventures that Trask is writing, or at least paying to be written, um, are extremely outlandish and wild. And when you go into the bars and into the taverns and things as yourself, um, some people even ask you, "Hey, did this actually happen?" And some of the things they ask did happen, and some did not.
Charles always says yes, no matter.
Yes, of course, yeah, of course.
It's all
Um,
true. All of it.
But you have a very
Oh, I
successful.
remember that. That was yesterday.
You have a very successful second month trying to get out there, get to know the people of Faeheim a bit more, and to have them know you guys a bit more too. And of course, you tell your own tales however you would like.
Basically, almost as embellished as Trask is paying them to be.
That's fair. The third month, it's getting to be one of those points where even as you go out as yourself, people recognize you, but the novelty of the fame and the fortune and whatnot is starting to ebb a little bit. But you do still find yourself in the hospitals, in the other areas where you wanted to be, and find yourself smiling a lot of the time as you leave those places.
Okay. That's good. Besides carousing and spell scroll writing, Charles will also be doing some research along the same lines as Donko, essentially, with Outer Planes.
Okay.
And more Outer
You-
Planes in general, not just Githyanki.
Especially, I assume right after I told him what I saw, I assume he's real into the research too.
Probably. I mean, that was more at the end. Charles wants to investigate this more just for him.
Oh, okay.
To
Like
have knowledge of the Outer Planes.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. And that'll probably be the last thing Charles does for the downtime.
And then after this, I need to go help my wife get my daughter down, and then we'll come back and finish up with
Okay.
Castle and Wrath.
My thing isn't working, so I know I have a plus. Two? Dang it. My sheet isn't loading.
I got you here.
It's a 12 plus whatever.
Investigation. You have +2, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. That'll be 14.
14.
What's your necklace?
Oh, plus my necklace. 15.
15.
Perfect.
You find generally the same stuff that Donko did. You actually read it days after he does. And there's even a small smudge of some mushroom or something, some spore on one of the pages that you recognize. Other than that, there's not much research in the Outer Planes that you can find.
Okay.
A little bit discussing some of the celestial planes. There's very little written about the nine hells, other than to mention them as the nine hells. Other than that, there's not a whole lot.
I'll spend some nights trying to contact my patron and ask him about it.
Okay. Okay. We'll do that in just a second.
But
I'll be right back, guys.
I gotcha.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Ivy vampires.
My
Gonna read the
downtime's
whole
going to be
thing.
very, very, very fun.
Oh yeah.
And I will most likely
Yeah.
need Donko's help
New research.
during one of the stages. Yes. Yes. I actually already updated her. Yeah. I already updated her character token.
Sorry.
Yep.
Kobold vampire? What?
Wait, what?
There's a kobold vampire spawn. And now I have to read this.
Yeah.
Probably Curse of Strahd.
Yeah. The reason why I say like the basement will normally have its door closed and just a sign that says I'm out. The answer to your question is yes.
I like it.
For most of the time. And when you do see me come out, you're just like, what is going on? You probably will actually during my downtime you will see Risa more often than me.
Oh,
Yes.
Risa back and better than ever.
Yeah. Well, because essentially like as soon as she's built, like
That's
you
like twice
essentially
as
would
many
see her.
cans.
Yeah, exactly. But like you'll see her more often because it's like she actually cares more about my well-being than I do at this point.
So she's like your gopher. She fetches things for you from the lab.
Yes. Well, from outside the lab. I'm stuck in the lab most of the time, just tinkering away, and it's like, go. I need this, and then she'll leave, and so you see her go, goes back. It's like, oh, okay. Sometimes comes up for like some water, and you're like, he doesn't drink. Why does he need it? She does it just to pour down to cool me down because I'm overheating half the time.
Right next to the forge, you're getting like red hot.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Oh, dude, you're gonna see some cool stuff. Oh man, you're gonna see some cool stuff.
I bet.
You're gonna see me actually training outside a little bit too.
Okay.
Cause you get well, okay. How many of you have seen Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Nope.
Pretty good.
Okay, so you've both seen it, but not okay. Then I can't really. Okay,
You can say it.
I don't want to spoil.
I don't really care about spoilers. Even if I do get spoiled for things, it doesn't actually spoil it for me.
Oh, there's a couple scenes when Falcon starts training, like seriously, with new equipment. It's like I feel like Castle's gonna have like some of that because there's some new equipment
You're gonna have
that
a training
need to be
montage
worked
with
out.
music and everything.
What?
Gonna have a training montage with music and everything.
Oh yeah, completely.
I imagine Risa just like with some sort of speaker right next to you as you're like training.
Boombox on her shoulder.
Yeah, 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 yeah. She'll come up and she's like, "Take 5." Then she's filming as the music.
It's actually not a lot on vampires.
I'm
Least
like
on the
making
fighting
I'm like
tools.
making audio making visual records that's like, okay, this is test 15 of the new whatever. Let's see if it doesn't explode my face this time. All of a sudden it works. It's like, yeah, yes. Oh yeah, there we go. Like Big Hero 6, like when he's like trying to create Baymax, he's like taking all those videos.
Did you change the music, Ryan?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Ghost of Discord did.
The ghost of Discord passed.
Yeah.
Am I so sleepy? Probably because it's.
I traded. Oh, just kind of as a spell thing though. I did trade out Fairy. What is it?
I mean, you can do that every day. But you got rid of
Kind
Fairy
of.
Fire?
Yeah, yeah, Fairy Fire. I got rid of it. I've never used it. There's really
Okay.
no point in it, and I have a better thing than it to use anyway. So
Yeah,
like
I
I'm
can
much.
never find an opportunity to use Fairy Fire.
No, I just never do.
It's invisibility.
Sanctuary is actually even more like Sanctuary is a better spell to use than Fairy Fire, but yeah. Well, it's kind of nice because it's like I have access now to 8 spells, plus 2 cantrips. Well, plus a third cantrip that I can use for 8 hours a day because of my multi-tool.
Right. And that can be any
Yeah.
cantrip, right?
Yes. So I am going to be using Chill the Dead because that spell's awesome.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
you could take a feat, the Eldritch feat, like I don't know what it is, something initiate, and like
Oh yeah, and be able to use Eldritch
ritual
Blast.
applications and get agonizing blast, and that would let you use Eldritch Blast and add your intelligence mod. No, sorry, it'd be your charisma. Which
Nope,
isn't good.
it's intelligence because that's my spell attack.
Yeah, but agonizing blast specifically says charisma.
It adds specifically.
Oh, then I would get a -2. That would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, it would. Let's see. Add your charisma modifier to the damage it deals on.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
recommend
I'd
just
get
about
negative.
any cantrip that I have. Chill Touch, awesome. Booming Blade, awesome.
Booming
Mind
Blade
Sliver,
is fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I have up to 3rd level spells, so like I kind of select. So like I have 6 spells that I just automatically have prepared all the time, because I'm 9th level, and my battlesmith just has those. Like I have Aura of Vitality, Conjure Barrage,
Yeah, that thing was awesome.
Branding Smite, Warding Bond, and then Heroism and Shield. All 6 of those are just like I have them
Aura of
always
Vitality
prepared.
is like
Do
a
not count.
stupid amount of healing, I feel. For one
Yes,
spell.
it is. Oh my goodness. Because, well, the other thing too is it goes on for a whole minute, so that's like 10 rounds. It's like every single round for 10 rounds, bonus action, 2d6 to someone within 30 feet of me, radius wise.
That's
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Essentially, it's like, okay, healing station now.
pretty much.
Um, it even has that's the crazy thing too. It even has like at higher levels, I'm pretty sure.
Heals more.
Well, essentially, you can choose more targets.
Oh.
But I don't have that added though. Actually no, I just think it is just a straight up 3rd level. But the problem is it's like I'm starting to get like where it's like half my spells are concentration and half my spells are not.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like
the problem with me too, is like I have so many freaking concentration spells.
yeah, so it's like I have to choose which one I'm gonna use, but they like last, so it's like I'm gonna use that for this fight, and then I'm gonna use the other one for that fight. Like,
Like
but so it's nice because it's like it lasts the fight, but
Charles's
yeah,
Hex lasts 24 hours. So essentially, his morning ritual includes casting Hex on something, killing it, and then concentrating on it for 24 hours, essentially.
yeah, that's crazy.
Unfortunately, if I wanted to use like 90% of my other spells, it'd be no good.
Yeah, I actually took a yeah, I took a spell, but yeah, so and then I get 8 additional spells prepared, so it's like collectively I have 14 spells prepared
That's pretty good.
now.
Handy.
Yeah, because 6 of them just come with my class and like don't count against anything, and then because I'm a 9th level artificer plus 4 to my intelligence, I get 8 spells.
All right. Castle or Wrath? Who wants to go next? Wrath?
Yeah, I was
sure.
like,
Alright, so I want to spend a little while just chilling and fighting people at the new sparring ring that's going to be built. Or at House Jarasco, just wherever I can fight people.
Okay.
And
Easy
then,
enough. You do find that most of the guards at House Tarasco kind of want to take you on, want to test themselves against you. Not only
including
that,
hold strong. No, I'm just kidding.
there are actually I'm gonna say Hold Strong too is gonna join probably in your fight pit. Because it probably wouldn't be proper for a commander to be seen fighting in the pits of Durasco. So altogether, I need you to make a strength check with advantage for all of these fights.
amazing.
13. You fight quite a lot. And after a while, for the first month and a half, 2 months, you're going strong. You're not losing you're not losing once. Um, and then the pit in your backyard, the fighting ring in your backyard is built and is there, operational. And then Hold Strong comes. And after a solid 20-30 minute fight between the two of you, just between the two of you, he ends up knocking you out.
That's a darn shame
Strong.
there.
But he's the only one minus a 1v15. The 1v15 you end up losing as well. But those two are the only two fights you lose during this entire time. The entire
Well,
time you are fighting, by the way.
very enjoyable. But I'm gonna say after a little while, it gets a little repetitive. I don't know. Maybe I'm not enjoying the city life as much as I should be, and I have a longing, um, in my fights with the people I interact with. I've been hearing a lot about some great beast, some legend of a beast that they've seen in the forest, some kind of tale. And I'm longing, I'm almost raging to, fight something other than,
This
the everyday average person.
this
I do want to
great
note,
beast.
Anko would have offered at some point, if you wanted to fight a gigantic octopus or dire wolf, just whatever kind of giant monster, in addition to his hunt, of course.
That's
This
a great idea, but I know it's just Danko, if that happens.
this great beast that you hear about, there starts to be some rumors um, of what they're calling the Midnight Owlbear.
Ooh.
It's supposed to be this crazy, massive creature that is wandering a little too close to Faeheim itself. And you actually hear about this from one of the members of the Solarbrand Guild. And before they can go and put a contract out on it, you almost stake your claim and go out to find it. I need you to make 2 survival checks for me.
I am proficient in that. Do you want me to roll normal?
Yep, normal rolls, just 2 separate survival checks.
I'm rolling really bad tonight.
Yeah, really. It takes you the better part of 3 weeks to just gain any trace of this creature. But eventually you do. You see these tracks that you're used to seeing owlbear tracks. These are like 3 times the size that you're used to seeing. It has the same claws as an owlbear, just engorged almost. You do manage to track it, however. It wasn't a very high DC because this thing is a massive creature and leaving a lot of tracks. You do track it. It leads you very, very far to the east and up north a little bit into a pass that leads into the Janaea Mountains.
I'd like to kind of keep note, not necessarily keep note, but just remember where I'm going, maybe
Okay.
landmarks.
Easy enough. You can actually it's fairly easy to keep track of because you can see as you get closer and closer, you can see the actual moor cliffs themselves. Um, as a good marker for you. And so you keep track of a couple of landmarks, and as you make your way into this pass, it comes to this point where the tracks go off into some rocky areas, and it's very difficult to see. I need you to make a perception check for me.
He
You
gets pounced.
managed to roll higher than it did, even with advantage,
Wow.
which is ridiculous.
Look at you.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Wow.
You see this thing. You're used to seeing owlbears. kind of a purplish, most of the time a purplish coloring, sometimes more brown and dark. This is jet black
Ooh,
and a solid 2 to 3 times the size of a regular owlbear.
evil bear.
So I will say, if you roll a high enough stealth check, you will have a sneak round on this. So go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Ooh.
12.
I'm rolling crappy too. You sneak up to it. How do you want to start this attack?
I don't want to do a sneak attack since it's not. I want a really fair fight. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. Yeah. And I'm just gonna say with a normal voice, probably can't understand me, whatever. Hello, Owlbear. I've been searching for you. I'm longing for a good fight. Will you give it to me?
As you say that, this creature turns, and you can see the massive beak and glowing red eyes.
Good
Go ahead.
gracious, you are scary.
Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oof.
Oh, buddy. You do you have advantage yet on your initiative?
I do, yeah, I forgot here.
Max, can we get some
Well, I got
comment?
a
Oh yeah,
6.
yeah.
So.
Let me get some.
Man, it just gets
So
lower
8.
and lower.
Yeah. So 8 it is.
8 it is. Okay. Well, he goes first in this instance.
Good, it'll get him mad.
It's going to roar at you and take a multi-attack with 3 attacks. The first one is going to be with its beak. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. The next 2 are going to be with its claws. And that is, are you freaking kidding me? That is 2 natural ones.
Wow.
You
Okay,
being
okay.
so ready and so prepared for this, you hold up your what are you using for your weapon? Great axe?
My great axe.
Okay. You hold up your great axe and block the beak. Push it away, and then as it comes in for these 2 attacks, you back roll out of the way and are now ready. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Alright, I'm gonna charge at it with my great axe.
All right, make
After I
your
rage, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
reckless or no?
Reckless, yes,
Okay.
always.
Go ahead and roll your 2 attacks.
Sweet. So I'm gonna use my 2 attacks, and then I'm also gonna use my action surge right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Okay.
Oof.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Wow, those are some extremely high damage rolls.
Oh my goodness.
My
Okay.
gosh.
So do any of those not hit? There's a 19 is the lowest.
Oh no, yeah, those all hit.
Sweet. Okay,
There's
so that's 17 damage plus 12 damage is
29,
29 plus 14 plus 18.
43, 51. 51 points of damage. Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Jeez.
Low.
I could just see him take this great axe and just like spin in circles and just go chop, chop, chop.
As you sink this axe in over and over, it's definitely taking the hits. But this thing it backs up a little bit and roars back at you when you roar at it.
Nice.
Still standing, but it looks fairly hurt. Okay. It's going to start circling around you, and it's going to take 3 more attacks on you. The first one is going to be an 18 to hit with its beak.
Hits.
Second one is going to be, there you go, 23 to hit and 23 to hit.
Yep.
So you take, double nines. 18 plus 5, you take 23 points of piercing damage, reduced to 12. No, 11. You reduced to 11 for the first attack. The second attack is going to be 17 points of slashing damage, reduced to 8, and 12 points of piercing damage, reduced to 6.
Hey. Nice.
This is a good fight.
Your
Well,
turn.
I felt that one, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'm just gonna start laughing. Till it's like a maniacal laugh. Then I'm just gonna charge forward.
2 more attacks.
This time I'm gonna drop my greatsword. I mean my
Great axe.
great axe. So I
Okay.
rolled greatsword last time. Would a 18 still hit him?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Cool. So that's fine still. Okay, so I'm gonna do my 2 attacks again.
Okay.
Never mind, because I took out my hand axes. So I'm gonna use my 3 attacks with the hand axes.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
The 15 just barely hits.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so that's 7 plus 12 is 19 plus 12 is 21.
21 more damage.
Wait, what?
31, I think you said.
Yeah, 31.
31
Oh
more
yeah,
damage.
thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. It is going to, for one of its attacks, it's going to attempt to charge you. I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
15.
15 fails, unfortunately. It kind of rears its head back and then bowls down and starts charging at you. It slams into you and knocks you prone. It's then going to use its other 2 attacks to make its claw attacks at you with advantage. The first one definitely hits with a natural 17 plus 8. The second one is a natural 19 plus 8. So you take 16 points of slashing damage reduced to 8, and 8 points. Oh, sorry, 8 plus 5. 13 points of slashing damage reduced to 6. And you are prone on your back as this thing then kind of stands back. Its beak is dripping with saliva
Gross.
at this point.
Alright, so I have to use my action to get up, right?
That would
It's half
be
your movement.
half your movement. too.
Half movement.
Oh, that's fine. Then I'll just get up and attack him again with my hand axes.
Okay.
I like to think that Wrath is thinking like Kyle is speaking, where like he's just yelling and then like in his head he's like, gross.
Oh, that's a crit.
That's gnarly. Alright.
Okay. So that is
So I rolled a 1 though.
that's
On the damage.
so I don't know how to change this in roll 20. but it's actually you double the 5 and then add 4.
Oh, okay. So
So it's
10 plus
14.
4. And then I add 2 after that for raging.
Yep.
So 16 for the first hit.
Do you have brutal critical yet? Or is
I
that later?
don't.
Okay.
No, not until like 11 or something.
Okay.
So that's 16 for the first hit, then 8, so 24,
26.
and then 16 plus 8, 24, right?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah.
And then plus 11, so 35.
Another 35 damage. Jeez
Vicious.
Louise.
Man, Battle of the Beasts.
All
This
right.
fight feels so good for Wrath.
You start harrying this creature as you get up with your hand axes. He's looking really hurt, but it is his turn. So he's gonna continue to circle around you and take his 3 attacks. The first one is going to be a 17 to hit.
Barely misses because of my
Your
shield
shield
axe.
axe. That's right. The second one is a natural 18. And the third attack is another natural 18. So he misses his beak with his 2 claw attacks. The first one is going to be 15 reduced to 7. Yeah, 7. And the second one, ooh, dang, is 20 reduced to 10.
Wait,
Okay, I
Kyle's
gotta
still
kill him
standing?
this round. Guaranteed I will die if I don't
It's-
kill him this round.
It is now your turn.
Alright. This is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my 3 attacks again and hope for the best.
You have that
Okay.
second win too.
Go
I
for
do
it.
have a second win.
You
5
got,
feet.
you do have second
That's
win.
true. Yeah, I'm gonna look
You
at
want to
that
go
real
all
quick.
out, or do you want to try and? I don't know if
The
you'll make it with
problem
a
is,
second
I
win.
don't know if second win would get me up enough.
Probably not. No.
No, it wouldn't. It might, but probably not. So I'm just gonna have to go for it. Pull a wrath. Just do it.
Okay. Go for it.
27, 16. Oh, the 12.
The 27 and the 16 hit, the 12 miss. 12
Okay,
miss.
so that is 19 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Yes! Oh my gosh.
oh.
Oof.
You know, it's times like these I really wish I had that ability on my necklace that if you're wearing it, teleport.
No, if I died, it would have been what Wrath wanted. So.
Fair.
Yeah.
No, Donka wanted though. Did you get my
Alright.
message, Josh?
I did. I haven't read it yet.
Okay. I wanted to have sent Albert to monitor because I could just tree stride to him if he goes down, but Donka wouldn't have told Wrath that.
Tree stride.
Say, lets me go like 500 feet.
Yeah, he went. He went.
Miles.
Yeah, but
miles
I can
above
like
mine.
I can just a few times, right?
As long as you have the spell slots.
Yeah. Where's
I mean,
tree
he went-
stride?
He went like.
I guess you do have a ton of spell slots.
I do.
He
Could've
went
sworn it was
like.
a third level spell. Plus, I can turn into a giant eagle too. So
Let's see. He traveled somewhere between 10 and 15 days to find this guy.
Oh, okay. So he went deep.
He
Yeah.
went way deep.
Yeah, the
At the
Janaea
very
Mountain.
least, I would have found his corpse.
so,
Mr. Donko, that's more or less the same
So-
thing.
Alright,
Wrath, how do you want to do this?
so as he claws at me that last time, cuts me across the face, and I'm just like hobbling at that point. And I muster the last bit of strength inside me, and I just run up to him, grab his neck, and swing all the way up to his back, and just hack at his neck until his head.
Easy enough. I mean, to be fair, the hand axes are fairly tiny in comparison, but you manage to hit some sort of central nerve, some sort of something, to where as soon as you strike that second time, you can hear something snap, and the entire form of this hulking creature just just collapses to the ground as you are sitting on the back of your prey.
I'm just gonna lie there for a little bit and
Okay.
just enjoy the bloodlust.
You enjoy it, and then we'll say you camp out on that bluff for the next little bit.
Eat a little bit of owlbear.
Yeah.
Tasty.
And if you would like, there is a fairly intact black owl bear skin that you can take back with you.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be awesome. I'm gonna wear it as a cape.
To be fair, even on you, you are dwarfed by the size of this thing. But you can definitely you can tailor it down, and it would be, you can make it into a pretty fine cape.
I'd like to make it into like a cape that looks good and fits me, but where like the head kind of face
The
skin
bear.
can be like a giant. I mean, obviously it's huge. Can like go over my head, or it can just like fall along my back, so people can still kind of see
Okay,
what it was.
fair enough. We
I'd also, if possible, like to take one of its giant claws and wear that as a necklace.
you can take all of his claws if you would like.
Cool.
Some of them quite stained with your own blood. But I'll say, as you're camping there over the next couple of days, you manage to skin and tan this hide, and then tailor it down to exactly what you want. And it's not like a massive hood basically, but you can kind of cut it down to where it fits perfectly over your head, how you would like
Sweet.
I feel an Arc 2 drawing coming on.
it. Please do.
He just he he now has owl bear mode. He just flips the hood up. It's like,
I am the owl bear.
If you guys haven't seen that, watch the Critical Role Darrington one shot.
Oh,
It's
they're on my
hilarious.
list to get to.
But Wrath, you do find your way eventually with whatever trophy you want back to the city of Faeheim after nearly a month and a half out in the wilderness.
I imagine Charles and Donko sitting in like a reading area and being like, "Have you seen from Wrath recently?"
No, I don't believe I have. Hmm.
Oh well.
And I just barge in the door.
No, there he is.
Okay,
Mm.
there he is.
with his new cape on, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Did you go to the tailor? He must have gotten lost.
No, I went and I hunted down a giant beast and I slayed him.
Whoa, really? Why didn't
Yes.
you tell any of us?
I guess I didn't feel like it. I don't know.
Alright.
But you find yourself, Wrath, back in surprising comfort there in the house. There has been a nice feather bed that's tailored and built for your size and specifications.
Add some owlbear feathers.
And if you would like to, you definitely can add some owl bear feathers. Wow, that's a
Bear
mouthful
rug
to say.
carpets, you know, like fuzzy curtains.
But that
All right.
is how you spend your time. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Castle. First and foremost. Let's
Yes.
see here. Decking out It takes a solid 2 months for the city to and people to come in and to place and build your forge however you want there, in the basement.
Okay.
Getting the equipment, however, is up to you. To fully deck out both your forge and your laboratory with whatever you want there, it'll cost you around 450 gold pieces.
Change.
Expire.
Wait, how much is a platinum?
10
A
gold.
platinum is
10.
10.
So just
10?
times 10.
So you have 300
Oh, so
gold.
450.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that,
So
Kyle?
yeah, that's 300. Okay. So 450.
I just
So
said
I'm
I
left
could
with.
spot him if he needed it.
Nope. I still have 30 gold left, and I can do that 450, no problem.
So quite easily,
It's worth it to me.
After a couple of days, you find yourself with a forge, but nothing to light it with. No fuel, and you also don't have an anvil or anything of that nature. So you go out, you purchase everything, you have it delivered, and it is now set up to exactly how you would like it. At the start of that, to rebuild Risa with all the components that you have, that helps. Go ahead and
Yeah.
make a tinkering check.
Okay.
It will take a couple of days, but you'll be able to quite easily.
Would my assistance with this be of any benefit?
It would. It'll give an advantage.
Because Donko would, he'd feel guilty, so he'd be helping.
Okay.
I'd
I already
also
get a plus
cast
10 to
guidance
it.
on him.
Feel it?
Yeah, he killed the other robot. You feel a little bad about that. But he'd also cast guidance, so you get a plus D4.
Oh, sorry. That wasn't supposed to be with advantage, but.
It is, yes, with advantage.
Oh, okay, then yeah, 27.
And then add a d4.
Okay.
And your thing of
Oh,
whatever.
and flash, and I
intelligence,
automatically
yeah.
get +4 to that also, because I flash of genius of that, of course.
Oh, man. We're getting
It
some
is
third
high
So
as
that's
we
a
can
20, so that's a 32.
Jeez.
Mm.
Okay. The
Sentient
DC was
machine.
12.
DC was 12.
The DC was 12, so I think you may have succeeded there. Just
Okay.
by a little bit.
The perfect.
Cool, because I actually wanted to do
robot.
some upgrades on her, so.
All right. You quite easily you find your rhythm, and with Donko's help, even though sometimes you have to pour water on some parts of Donko to put him out, you do completely rebuild Risa to whatever specifications you would like.
Okay. Okay, she, by the way, has gained a little bit of sass.
Oh boy.
Understandable.
Because I essentially aged her.
Oh, okay.
So when I first made her, she was like a child, and now she's actually like, teenage Risa.
Oh, no.
Oh great.
Reprogram
Warforged
defiance.exe.
puberty sounds.
You don't want to know, Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is how you upgrade, and how you do that is completely up to you. Obviously anything too crazy is
Out of the question.
No. Yeah, no. She's still an android. Has a little bit more sass added in though, so she's like more kind of like. Beforehand, she'd like kind of like hide, but like kind of come out and defend when she needed to, and now it's like, all right, let's go to town.
awesome. Okay. And now
So
for you wanted to do some research and study the gun itself.
yes.
Ooh.
Yes, I wanted
Alright.
to study the gun. I actually kind of want to study the gun while the forge was like, because that was like I could pretty much just kind of like research the gun. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily need a forge to really get into it
That's fine.
because
Yeah,
it's already a made gun.
even better.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make just a straight intelligence check. for me.
Oh, nice.
Roll a
Okay.
d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Flash genius.
And your flash of genius.
Flash beats.
Jeez, you guys have so many, like...
Ability boosters.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's actually like a 16.
still
If
have
we all
features, we'd
stacked
have
on one
less,
person.
too.
Yeah, I know. A 16?
Yeah, it's a 16. Sorry, because the first one counts. So 16.
That's okay. That
That's what's considered a good roll normally.
that's enough. This design is, as you take the gun apart, this design is so familiar to you. Each piece feels like as you take it apart, it feels like you're taking apart the gun that you built.
Oh.
As you compare the different pieces with the one that you built, there are only just a few differences. The first is the power source. Your gun uses gunpowder and metal casings to deliver the thrust that the bullet needs. With this Githyanki design, there is a small glowing gem embedded within the handle, pretty well hidden to the first glance at the gun. If you would like to determine what the power source is, go ahead and roll another intelligence check.
Okay. Intelligence. Add 4 to that, so 20.
Nice.
That flash of genius, man, I swear.
It's awesome.
Great.
I get 4 a day.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean, you are a genius, so it works out.
It
Yeah.
seems to be some sort of reservoir of psionic power, psionic energy. As you study it and try to figure out what it is and how it works, you notice that it's just a regular amethyst crystal, amethyst gem, but it seems to have had mental energy poured into it over long periods of time with intense meditation of some sort. Some sort of psionic crystal is created at that point. You're not sure if you can duplicate it, but you start to understand how it works. The second differences that are within this gun are the runes that are etched on the inside of the barrel itself. Very, very detailed and carefully the only word I can think of is etched, engraved into the interior of this barrel. And as you fire it, every time you fire it, each one lights up for just a split second. It seems like it would be extremely difficult to, again, try and duplicate that, because you need to have some sort of tool that could engrave
That
it,
finding. Yeah.
yeah, within the barrel where you can't even see. It is a
Yeah.
Is this being loud?
What?
Is like the tests he doing? Are they loud?
Yeah.
He's not
Are
from
they?
the basement.
Well, I mean,
Strahd
Risa, they would
promised the
obviously
council
hear.
that there would be no explosions on the premises of the city, and he wants to keep that. So if he hears an explosion, he wants
I
to
will
cover
say-
it up as fast as possible.
I will say though that unlike your gun, Castle,
Yeah.
which uses gunpowder and explodes as you fire it,
Yeah.
this one, when it shoots, the only noise it makes is a little puff of air as it's displaced.
So it's like an airsoft type of thing. Okay.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So him
Cool.
shooting this gun isn't loud. Whenever he shoots his gun, that's totally loud.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like oh, that's cool. Question: does this thing take ammunition?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. So essentially, so as far as I understand, it can just fire infinitely, and it's like how my gun was when I imbued repeating shot into it.
As far as you can tell, yes. You're not
Okay.
sure exactly if that reservoir, that amethyst gem, um, you're not sure if that'll run out or not. There
Okay.
didn't seem to be like an easy reloading part of it or anything of that nature. But
Okay.
you do notice, however, something else that's quite odd about this design that isn't on your design.
Really?
There are two small hollow metal tubes that run from where the trigger is into where the crystal is held.
Okay.
If you want to figure out what this is, go ahead and make either an investigation or an arcana check.
Arcana it is. It's just a straight Arcana.
Yep.
Okay. +4, so 13. That's with a 1, by the way.
Yeah, no. This one takes you a little bit longer.
Okay.
Pretty much the entire rest of your time is dedicated to figuring out what these tubes are.
Okay.
Eventually, however, you are firing it, and then you try and fire it at the same time as casting Firebolt or any other spell. And you watch as the spell that you're firing, or the spell that you cast, gets sucked into these metal tubes. And the gun fires again on its own. If you would like to look in Roll20 in the items handout,
Yeah.
in Psionic Gun, you'll see exactly what that does.
It's like a spellcasting focus.
Not quite.
Better. Okay.
Do you see it, Michael?
Yeah, I do.
You want to
Wait,
read it?
magic range weapon, so it's automatically a magic range weapon, which means I automatically get to use intelligence on it. On hit, 1d6 force damage plus 1d4 psychic. It can go a lot longer, which I really like. So it says I can't shoot past 80, but between like past 30, it's disadvantage, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. If you miss with an attack using this magic weapon, you may use the reaction to expend a spell slot of first level or greater to make an additional attack roll to see if you hit.
So
Oh, nice.
basically, you can use your reaction and expend a spell slot to make a second attack roll, giving you almost advantage on that one attack if you miss.
Yeah. That's nice. Okay, cool. Awesome. So it's already a magic range weapon, right?
Correct. So you can go ahead and add that in whenever, however you like. There.
Okay.
But as these 3 months go by and the observatory is completed, the fighting ring is built, the forge is put together, and the greenhouse is planted. You find yourselves feeling at home, almost. Something that I don't think any of you have felt since this whole journey began. And then there is a knock at the door. As you open it, a messenger stands there with a note. He hands it over and walks away. Whoever grabbed the note reads it and says, Sentinels, please meet us at the university. With much love, your council. And you can obviously see it's written in Trask's handwriting. As you make your way towards towards the university itself, you can see a small group out front. In the center of this group, you can see your council. You can see the Sentinels Council there, surrounding a very beleaguered, hurt-looking elven woman that's familiar to each of you, except for Donko.
Except for that.
Tanya.
Tanya. Keep
Tanya sits there on a wooden stool that was brought out. Face a mess of scars, hair matted. Most of the lower portion of her dress is in shreds. As she looks up, oh, familiar faces. Oh, I think Misthaven may be in trouble. I didn't see much, but what I did is really not looking good. That's what we're getting at tonight.
Awesome.
Da-da-da.
Theory time, without Josh reacting, it's totally the Green Guard that just took over Misthaven ruthlessly.
Well, you know, I'd probably
I
support him
think-
if it was.
I know you would.
I
Donko.
think that
Mhm,
it
mhm.
was a troop of owlbears that were with the owlbear that I fought.
Oh man, dude.
Just
they're
took
getting
over
Back for
Misthaven.
revenge. Yeah.
Owlbear Army!
All right. All right.
Alright.
Good stuff.
I'm very
Well,
proud.
guys, welcome
Yeah.
to the second arc.
Season 2.
Yep.
Eh,